So I just found this TikTok online. I don't know if you'll see it well. Basically, it's made by Ascender. Okay, I'll show the profile. I'll link it down below as well. Who made a TikTok about my best representation of in fiction, and there's a lot of them. Okay, you'll understand very quickly as I go through them. But basically, the best representation of a certain feeling, a certain uh medical issue, a certain whatever in fiction. So I had the idea of trying to do the same thing for WWE. So my best representation of X thing in WWE. So we'll get straight into it. You'll understand very quickly. This is my opinion, obviously. I'm curious to see what you guys think. And yeah, let's just go. So first one is depression. So their best representation of depression in fiction. Just so you have an example for this one, you have Rick Sanchez, you have BoJack Horseman, and two other characters that I don't know, unfortunately. For WWE, and by the way, I'll go off of what I know. I started watching WWE in 2015, so obviously I'm not familiar with everything. Like I still know, I know who Hulk Hogan is, who Andre the Giant is, obviously, but I mainly know stuff from 2015 onwards. An idea I had while seeing this was maybe Bray Wyatt. Um, what they did when they brought him back in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. No, 2022. I'm sorry, and then a bit 2023, but that didn't last long. Rest in peace to Bray. And because the way they brought him back in the promos he was doing, he was legitimately talking about all the thoughts he had in his head and all the struggles and everything. So I think Bray is a decent pick, and I don't have anything else that comes to mind. So by the way, feel free in the comments down below to write down which ones, do you have any other ideas for any of the subjects we'll talk about, someone that represents it better. Next up is Pure Evil. Oh, that's it. That is good. Pure Evil in WWE. By the way, I'm not kidding. Okay, you can see. I'll lower the luminosity. Okay, Pure Evil. Okay. Um, Representation of Pure Evil in WWE. Um, could go Orton '09. That would probably be a good one. Randy Orton in 2009, like his bald face, was just attacking everybody, didn't mind, didn't matter, etc. Maybe the Fiend as well could work. And once again, I'm probably forgetting a lot of people, so feel free to add your list. Next up, God Complex. I really want to put Cody Rhodes on there. Honestly, I don't know how well it works, and if it's truly God Complex. But Cody Rhodes maybe a little bit. Roman Reigns Tribal Chief could very I think Roman Reigns Tribal Chief, yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably the best one. Um Next up, loyalty. Hmm. My first thought was Paul Heyman, but he's like the opposite. He betrayed like everybody he's ever had as a client. True loyalty, maybe Dean Ambrose towards Roman Reigns. Um Maybe hmm. I don't know who else. True loyalty, like Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, because they never left each other even though they left Big E. So is it truly loyalty? They still kicked out a member. Um, on the women's side, I feel like on the women's side, everybody's betrayed everybody. Right now, EO with Rhea Ripley kind of works. I don't know. I'm really stuck for this one. Let me know. Father figure. Paul Heyman probably stands as one. Triple H possibly could also be a good one. Like Triple H to Seth Rollins in like 2014, 2015 could very well work. Um, yeah, I don't know who else. I think that would be it, but once again, might be forgetting some people. Triple H to Randy Orton, maybe back in the Evolution days, maybe that could work as well. Next up, Fallen Angel. Don't even know what that qualifies as, but like was once an angel and then fell off. Yeah, something like that maybe. Um, Dominic Mysterio, maybe. Maybe Dom could be a good one. Uh, hmm. Legitimately don't know. I feel like the entire video is just gonna be me wondering and thinking. I could do a part two of this, another one with different things, or just redo these ones, or just you guys send your lists and I react to them. Uh, yeah, Dominic Mysterio is like the only one that comes to mind for this. Uh, Dean Ambrose, maybe when he turned heel 2018, that could be good because before that he was beloved by everybody, was a nice guy. And then turned heel, attacked Seth on the night that Roman announced he had leukemia. Maybe that could work. Um, Redemption. Roman Reigns OTC works very well. Um, Rhea Ripley post Judgment Day when she came back can work very well. Uh, hmm. Drew McIntyre maybe could be a good example. Next one, Genius. Paul Heyman has to be on there, honestly. Seth Rollins has to be on there. Uh, yeah, those are, yeah, both of them very very genius. Gunther maybe, but that's very debatable. Maybe someone older would be, yeah, Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Strongest. Yeah, sure, strongest. Brock Lesnar goes on there. Mark Henry. Don't know if you would count Braun Strowman or Big Show. John Cena, Cesaro. Those are good picks. False Freedom. Ooh, I think Jey Uso could fit well for that. Thinking he left the bloodline, but it'll always, like when he like turned face and left the bloodline, he was never truly free from the bloodline. Like when he had his match against Roman, Jimmy Uso attacked him, so then he was stuck in a feud with him. Then eventually, when they had War Games, they would reunite, and so yeah, I think false freedom for Jey Uso works well. He was always stuck within like bloodline business, if it makes sense. Um, yeah, yeah, I think that's the main one that works. Could be mistaken, but yeah, determination. Ooh, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn probably the best pick in there. Dan O'Brien also a very good example. Yeah, not stopping, going non-stop until like like wrestlers that would fight until like their body gives out or like they pass out. Like I think determination. Sami Zayn, Dan O'Brien works well. Um, I could maybe put Chad Gable on there. They just didn't give him enough opportunities for like the IC title and stuff like that. But I think it would work well with that. Um, Probably once again forgetting some people, honestly. Cody Rhodes could work well for that as well. Yeah, never stopped going after Roman, the bloodline, and everything. So yeah, Justice. Hmm, representation of Justice. John Cena, except for the heel turn and heel run, obviously, but like throughout his whole career trying to fight like the injustices in the company, even though himself was like always champion, always getting title shots. Maybe Dan O'Brien, trying to fight off the authority, sorry, and everything could work well. The Shield, but they were also creating injustices, but like they were fighting at the same time. It's weird. Um, who else? Rey Mysterio, honestly, like always, because Ray at the same time has always been face pretty much in his entire career. So like, but he's always been trying to fight off, like recently he's been fighting the Vision. He was fighting the Judgment Day when they were taking over. He had his feud against Roman Reigns and the Bloodline a little bit, wasn't big, but he fought with Seth and Seth's team back when Seth was the not the Visionary, but he was the Messiah, the Monday Night Messiah. So Mysterio has always like been fighting these big tag teams, these big factions and stuff. So yeah, leadership, leadership. Triple H, authority evolution. Um, you could put Roman Reigns for the bloodline, but is it? I don't know if it's leadership actually, or if it's more like he's the boss and that's it. I don't know. Like he wasn't leading the team. The team was following him. I don't know if it makes sense, but um, leadership. Maybe Seth recently with the Vision. It didn't last that long, but you know, he truly had a vision of the future of the company and stuff like that. So that could maybe work. Once again, a lot of my examples are more recent. Once again, because I started watching in 2015, so I don't have that many references. Before that, of course, I know the names, but I haven't followed like the stories themselves because I didn't watch the Raws and SmackDowns, even though I've seen some Manias and stuff like that. But yeah, maybe Seth. Once again, stuck with this one. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Betrayal, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins on Roman Reigns. One of the biggest betrayals of all time, honestly. I would want to put Kofi and Xavier like betraying Big E, but they never went anywhere further with this. There was just that one segment and that was it. And after that, the New Day heel turn felt eh. So I don't think it's that big, you know. Definitely not as big as Seth turning on Roman. Betrayal, anything that has to do with the NWO, honestly. Um, yeah, I think legitimately the best one is Seth betraying Roman, but I might be forgetting some, because Cena's heel turn, for example, on Cody Rhodes, very good heel turn, but it's not a betrayal. I wouldn't count it as that because it's not like Cody and Cena were like very much best friends and close, and everything, while as Roman and Seth Rollins were extremely close and the rest of the Shield, but it's more focused on Seth and Roman. But yeah, freedom. Who is truly free in this company? Roman, honestly, can pretty much do whatever he wants. Um, Maybe CM Punk, you know, can always say whatever he wants. I'm gonna drink a little bit, but yeah, but he can always say whatever he wants, do whatever he wants, pretty much. I don't think Cody Rhodes would qualify because it feels more like Cody Rhodes is stuck with the crowd and is stuck in his head and stuff like that. So I wouldn't count him. But yeah, and in a way, maybe Paul Heyman because he always does stuff and he's never that punished. You know, like he betrayed Roman and Punk, but all he did was like take maybe a Superman punch here and there, and that was it. You know, so yeah, revenge. Oh, revenge is good. Revenge. Hmm. I would want to put Roman Reigns on Seth Rollins, but it feels like the story hasn't been closed yet. Like to this day, Seth still has like the upper hand on the Roman in pretty much all situations. The only time Roman beat Seth, no, he didn't even. But yeah, like when Roman faced Seth at the Royal Rumble 2022, Seth ended up winning by disqualification. Even though Roman left, with the title and stuff, it was still Seth's win. So Seth always ended up like winning something. So I don't think it's revenge yet. Revenge, Roman on Solo recently, possibly. But like honestly, Drew and CM Punk, like in a way, because there were, or the thing is that CM Punk won the rivalry, even though he did everything to Drew. So did Drew truly get his revenge? I don't think he did. He did get his revenge on Priest, but like Priest and Drew, is it that big of a thing? I don't think so. I legitimately don't know for this one. I might be forgetting some obvious ones, but uh Roman on Brock, maybe. Roman ended up beating him in SummerSlam 2018. And then when he became the tribal chief, started beating him, constantly. Um, yeah, I don't know. I might be stupid and forgetting some, but you know, mm, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm always talking about the same people. Misunderstood Karen Cross, even though he's not with the company anymore, but like misunderstood legitimately. Bray Wyatt for a big part of his career. Uh, Misunderstood. Who else? Drew. Drew, I think, could fit well because he's always looked at as the bad guy, but like he's been screwed so many times out of so many opportunities, and you know he finally had the chance in 2020. He won the Royal Rumble. It was his time to go to the main event of WrestleMania, beat Brock Lesnar, and become WWE champion, which he did. But he did so in front of absolutely nobody. So yeah, I think Drew fits very well for Misunderstood. So did do the other people. Um, yeah, loneliness. Whew. That's good. Um, Loneliness. Who's like truly alone? Because I feel like everybody ends up teaming with somebody. Like, even if you're a heel and you're alone, like you'll end up, in a tag team match with another heel guy. On the women's side, loneliness. Maybe Becky right now could fit very well because like she hates everyone. The referee, Adam Pierce, Maxine, Natalia, AJ Lee, you know, and even Seth gone and Becky not being in the vision or anything. Like she's truly alone right now, and nobody tries to understand her. So maybe misunderstood, but I think she fits better in loneliness. Mm, who else? Loneliness. Who fits well in loneliness? I can't seem to think of anyone right now. May I don't know. I'll have to probably come back to it. Misunderstood, by the way, I want to get back to it. Misunderstood, maybe Finn Balor. You know, kindness, kindness. Who's very kind? Akira Tozawa and Otis, very kind. Io Sky, you know, very very nice, very thoughtful. Uh, I would need like a big list of everyone, but yeah. Somebody known for kindness. Oh, our truth. Honestly, always being kind. Making people laugh. Yeah, yeah. Very good example. A sacrifice. Seth Rollins WrestleMania 40. That is, you know, the weekend that Seth had at WrestleMania 40 was the ultimate sacrifice. You know, like on night one of WrestleMania 40, he was in the main event with Cody against Roman and Rock, and they ended up losing after a very, very long match. On the opening match of the next night, night two, Seth had to, ended up losing the championship to Drew McIntyre. And then in the main event, he interfered in the Roman versus Cody match and then just got destroyed by Roman and got hit by a chair, and sacrificed himself so that Cody could end up winning the Undisputed Championship and, finishing the story. So I think Seth fits very, very well in here. Um, have we seen other sacrifices that I might think of? I don't know right now, honestly. But I think Seth WrestleMania 40 fits like extremely well in this story and all. Heroism. Cody Rhodes, possibly. John Cena, Super Cena. Um, hmm, the Hurricane. um, Yeah, but I think Cena and Cody are very, very good example. Hulk Hogan back in the day, obviously. Let me just don't know if the sound is good. Don't judge a hair. By the way, I've been asked why I hold my mic. It's because when I place it here, the sound is not as good, so I prefer holding it, and it gives me something to hold, something to do. But yeah, heroism. John Cena, Hulk Hogan, and Cody Rhodes, they fit very well into this. I think identity crisis. Roman Reigns when he started his heel run. I think I would like to think, with everything with Jay and stuff like that. Um, Maybe Kevin Owens when he turned heel, like recently. Um, Maybe Cody Rhodes when he was Stardust could also work, but I don't know how good it fits. Identity crisis. That's a good one. I feel like I'm always saying the same people. I forget. I forget so much. I feel like Dolph Ziggler in some moments. Um yeah, I don't know honestly. This one I might need help. Next up, wisdom. Paul Heyman pretty much comes to mind. Ric Flair has had his moments. Um Wisdom. Yeah, maybe Triple H and Shawn Michaels both running NXT. Now Triple H running everything, even though it's up and down. Yeah, wisdom. Don't know if there's someone that legitimately fits into there. The chosen one. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. That's a good one. The chosen one. Drew McIntyre, pretty much his nickname. Cody Rhodes. I don't know if Roman Reigns would count as the chosen. Yeah, in 2015, Roman Reigns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Drew McIntyre back in the day when he was the chosen one, and you could even put 2020. Cody Rhodes when he came back, and then the whole feud with Roman Reigns and stuff. Roman Reigns 2015, well, 2014 to 2016. You could maybe argue with Seth. 2014, 2015 was the chosen one by the authority and like the company to be like to lead the company. And I think it fits well. Charlotte Flair, also good example of the chosen one. She was always given the opportunities, always the title matches, the main events, the stuff like that. You know, Becky Lynch, the man, also fits very, very well. Like her run when she started the man, started in 2018. Like the entire persona, like it was amazing. She felt like the chosen one to lead the women's division, so that was awesome. So I think she could fit well into this as well. Manipulation, Paul Heyman, obviously. I feel like he's in a lot of places, but he's like an evil genius. So, but yeah, manipulation, Paul Heyman fits so well. Roman Reigns, I think, with his family, manipulating them into joining him. Especially in the beginning with Jay, and then Jimmy. Like join your brother, come with me, etc. Bit of manipulation with Sammy and stuff like that. So yeah, I think Roman could fit very well into this. Other manipulation. Uh, hmm. Maybe the authority, especially Triple H. Everything with Daniel Bryan, that was a bit of manipulation. I feel like The Rock, The Rock definitely. Even though we haven't seen that much, but his segments with Cody, like the fact that there was this incredible segment on Raw where you might remember where The Rock absolutely destroyed Cody Rhodes, and bloodied him and everything. And then after Cody Rhodes beat Roman at WrestleMania to win the title, on the next night, The Rock just comes out and congratulates him. And then on the first Raw of 2025, The Rock says that he loves and respects Cody Rhodes. just to 1 month later ask for his soul so that Cody could refuse, so that Cena could turn heel on Cody and beat Cody for the title. I think that, yeah, the Rock final boss fits very well into this. Greed. Oh, Roman. Roman like 2023, I think, when he had just passed 1,000 days as champion. He had both world titles, and then he wanted to go after the tag titles. You know, like at Night of Champions, like it was Roman and Solo versus Kevin and Sammy for the tag titles when there was the entire eruption in the bloodline. But yeah, Roman wanting all the gold and everything, I think counts as greed. I feel like I've said Roman many times, but he's been champion for like 4 years, so I think it works. Other for greed, uh, maybe Gunther wanting to like retire everybody at the moment. Maybe it could work. I feel like it's the first time I've said Gunther this entire like video, but maybe Gunther could work. On the women's side, uh, don't know if Becky is a good pick. Don't think she is. Jade. Jade could work well. I don't know if it would be more envy than greed, but there was a bit of jealousy with Naomi and Bianca, and she wanted that place and everything. So maybe, but I think that's more envy slash jealousy. Um, somebody that greeds. Charlotte, maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one. And I think we're on to the last one. Yeah. Hope. Hope. I think I once again have to put Cody because he was the like only hope. There were other people, but like in the story, he was the only hope of finally beating Roman and taking the title off of him. Um, hope, hope. Maybe I don't know if I think it might be a stretch, but the White Six, like this hope that Bray Wyatt's legacy is not gonna go to waste. That there's still gonna be some like supernatural characters in the company, if you will, like in the Bray Wyatt style. Um, hope. I think LA Knight in a way. Sami Zayn represents hope a lot. Yeah, I think Sami Zayn is a very good embodiment of hope. Yeah, Becky maybe for the women back in 2019. Uh, don't know. Io Sky maybe. I don't know. I feel like I always keep on saying the same people. Maybe my list is completely disgusting. I could retry it and actually think of it. Now I was trying to do it on the spot and just go with the first thought that comes to mind because usually it's a bit more accurate. Um, but yeah, let me know. If you want, you can make your list. I'll link the not the Discord, the TikTok in the description. So if you want to go watch it and see the categories and you want to make your own list, I could do another video or a couple other videos where I react to your lists. They're probably way better than mine, but I really like this idea. I just had it and I started filming immediately, but I think it's cool and trying to relate some of those things to WWE and realize that there's just so much more in professional wrestling and modern day WWE than just you know one-on-one matches in the ring. There's all the storylines, all the characters, everything that they have, everything that they represent, everything they have worked for, you know so yeah, I think this was a cool concept. Let me know what you think. If there's other stuff like that you might want me to do. And once again, feel free to do your list in the comments down below. I'll try to react to them. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.